Hey everybody, I'm Jay. This is Astrogator, my personal channel, and this would perhaps be about my 14th month on T. Boy, I remember when I kept track of every second. And 7 months post-op. But I'm not going to do a update because there isn't all that much to update, to be honest. It's the same things, kind of. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to talk about Philly Trans Health Conference, which I just got back from a few days ago. And did a video last year. I have been very fortunate to be able to go a couple times. And it's a great experience. The conference itself is free, but you have to get there, and then you have to stay, and you have to eat, and all that sort of thing. So that part isn't free. So hopefully some of you get to go, because it is a very affirming experience, especially when you're rather new to your transition, which I consider myself to be. You really meet a lot more trans people. Even I'm very active in my community, but I don't meet anywhere near this many. So I don't know how many people are there. I am guessing it's over 3,000. I heard that figure comes from about 2 years ago. I'm sure it gets bigger every year, and it's pretty amazing. I think not all of them are trans, of course. There are family members and spouses and that sort of thing. There's some professionals, although it is not a professional conference. They have some program for doctors and that sort of thing. But anyway. And it's very good. If you're not binary, you probably will never have that much contact with people who aren't binary. And if you are binary, it's still good, because then you can see that that's not the experience of all trans people. I'm sort of for that whole idea. I probably do fit somewhere more into the binary, but in my brain I'm not, and I like to see it. Anyway, I want to point out my lovely shirt. I got this from Skylark11, so shout out to Sky, who I did see at the conference, and that was pretty cool. He's my older or younger brother or something like that. I don't know how you do that. Anyway, trans health is not interpreted like it's not a conference just about health in the narrow sense. Health is physical, mental, emotional, social, spiritual, sexual, everything. So it's interpreted any subject that you could possibly talk about with trans issues is included. So it's pretty neat that way. My favorite sessions were there was one about how you about masculinity. It was kind of like a big rap session, except the group was way too big for a rap session, which was kind of interesting. He handled it very well, though. There was one on guys over 40, Gen Xers, and baby boomers. So that was very cool. There was a movie about trans aging, which was extremely well done. And then there was a real big session. It was like two-parter on lower surgery, which I'm going to talk about because it was just a very unique session. My not favorite thing, my least favorite thing, was I had 3 roommates at one point. I don't think of myself as too old for a lot of things. I'm too old for 3 roommates. It's just like I need. And the other thing is, I live alone by myself, so I'm used to silence. I'm used to being by myself and having privacy, and I didn't have any privacy the whole time. And it was kind of like, even if I had a few minutes to myself, it was like, well, you never knew whether you wouldn't, so it was not really private. I'm on the autism spectrum, so it was very hard on my sensory equipment, I guess you'd say. And then what didn't also help it was there's this thing called Reading Marketplace. It's a very good place to eat lunch. It's huge. It has all these different vendors. It's like, and it's all this one space with, like, I don't know, mostly one space. Hundreds and hundreds of vendors, probably. And perhaps, I mean, I don't really have any way of judging that. And it's noisy and chaotic, and the food is very good. I mean, it's very good deals, usually. Mostly it's reasonable. So, and the last day I had moon pie and requisite protein and a soft pretzel, which are sort of like, those are like Philly things. So, anyway, I slept when I got home. That's about all. Okay. I think maybe I had about 12 hours of sleep the whole time. And I have horrible insomnia, anyway. And I just, like, fed into that, whole thing. The highlights of this were the very large session on trans, lower surgeries for trans guys. It was a huge room. There were, I don't know how many trans guys. I've never seen so many trans guys in one place. It was kind of amazing, really. I mean, I just like that whole thing was just, that part of it was amazing. It was supposed to be exclusively trans guys. No partners, no other, I think there were a couple other people that snuck in, but, Anyway, and it was a very good session. Okay. Another highlight was I had dinner with 5-6 other trans guys, which was really neat. I just really liked my periods of being with my brothers, and that was great. Yeah, nothing spectacular about what we did, where we go, when, or anything like that. It was just our brohood time, Anyway, another highlight was I meeting up with all these people that I'm that I know on Facebook. I've met at the conference before. YouTubers, that sort of thing. That's just so cool. I love that. And then I have a little trans bro guy who is 10, and that was kind of another, I guess, kind of bittersweet in a way. I kind of miss that I don't feel as free with children, and to talk to children, to interact with children as I used to. I feel that's some constraint that males in our society have, so they don't appear to be monsters. And I really enjoyed my interaction with Jay. His name is also Jay. And I met him last year. He is in a video, and I recognized him from the video. The video is called Becoming Me, I think, and it's from In the Life series. You probably find it on YouTube. It's quite a good video about trans youth. Anyway, so those were my highlights, and I thought it was a great conference. As I was leaving, well, the last day anyway, I don't know if it was as I was leaving, but I found this guy that had run the Boomers and Gen Xer session, and I said, well, I was thinking about doing a panel next year, presenting next year, and my thought was a panel about older trans guys, and I had this thought about older transitioners, since I don't think there are real many of us, I don't know, and it turned out he was a conference organizer. I don't know how he did that. Anyway, I just ran into him, and so he liked my idea a lot, and so as I've been thinking about it a little bit, and my idea was like 40s, 50s, and 60s transitioners, or transitioning then. I'd say 70s, but I have never run into a trans guy who was transitioning in the 70s. If I meet him, I'm not against it, but just happened. Anyway, so I'm getting kind of long here. I'm gonna close it up now. Thanks for watching. Bye.